There we go. Say what? Say what? It's February 4th. Where's the month going? Where's the dates going? Where's the years going? I don't know if you saw anybody shadow yesterday, but I heard Punxsutawney was out and maybe keep those winter boots out a little bit longer. Let's go and see what our good news is today. We're going to share our screen. Here she is. My goodness gracious. Yeah, she's still hiding out there and saying, "What? What's going on here?" Okay. Literally. In the 1850s, well, Susan B. Anthony, the suffragist, said women must have a purse of her own, woman. Well, back in the Victorian era, women had limited legal rights, property rights, financial rights. I've talked about some female inventors. Their husbands had to be the name on their patent when they invented things. But there's a little purse you can see here called a reticule, and it was often of silk or velvet or satin, decorated, embroidered, and just beautiful. And women carried in that for their independence printed calling cards like, "Hi, I'm so and so, so and so. I'd like to meet you," or "Let's have lunch." They had coins. Well, maybe they had to take a streetcar once in a while, and hey, that was the way it was. They had a little pencil and paper for taking notes. They had hankies, my goodness, smelling salts, a folding fan, a mirror and a comb, very small, lip salve, that's what we call lipstick, face powder. They had gloves, a button hook. Well, they're clothes were all buttoned up. A little sewing kit, miniature photos, love notes, and scented sachets or small perfume bottles. So there you go. So that's why we have those beautiful little purses. If you have any vintage, women were carrying that for their sense of independence. Just imagine if they had a cell phone, where would they put it? And then tip of the hat is our second good news today. In 1793, a gentleman named George Dunnage in the UK, Manchester, UK, created the first verifiable silk top hat. The next year, he got a patent for it in London. His company was Dunnage and Larkin. Well, 1797, 3 years later, you're seeing a picture of him. This is a haberdasher from London named John Hetherington. He wore a silk top hat. It was tall. He went out and walked the streets of London. It caused a legendary, according to legend, riot. Women fainted. Kids screamed. He was arrested for breach of peace because nobody had ever seen a tall silk hat. In the 1850s, the stovepipe style you can see here, which went up to almost 8 inches tall, replaced the bell shape or hourglass style. And I found on Etsy there is a vintage from 1900s. There was a vintage silk top hat going for $14,016.13. Got any pocket change? Check your reticule for the coins. And then today, birthdays. Darcy Carden, the actress, was Janet on The Good Place. She's 47. Florence LaRue from one of my favorite groups, The Fifth Dimension. They sang Up, Up, and Away. Sorry about that. Aquarius, she's 84. Yay. Pro footballer Lawrence Taylor, Hall of Fame linebacker, Super Bowl NFL MVP in 1986. I couldn't fit everything on the line, is 78. Liberace, any of those who remember the gentleman who wore the rhinestones and the furs and he had candelabra on his piano and he was an entertainer and he lived from 1919 and he died on this day in 1987. Betty Friedan, the feminist who wrote The Feminine Mystique, was born today in 1921, lived to 2006, and musician John Stubblefield, the legendary jazz saxophonist, was born today in 1945, lived to 2005. And our holidays today are Homemade Soup Day. Yeah, it's kind of murky and cold. We can make homemade soup. Thank a Mail Carrier Day. We have so many, I don't know who to thank. Liberace Day, we just mentioned, and Hemp Day. And let's go back to our music, if I can get there. And we're going to play our outro and let's see what's going on here. And we're going to do the full say what. There we go. Good news. And I have a bunch of shout outs today. Charles B, Dr. Bob F, Simon M, Ron R, Tom M, Don D, Tim W, Jerry M, Mary N, Kathy D, Karen G, Deborah M, Sheila V, Jerry Z, Eric M, Eric S, Rob T, Matt K, Sam S, Jorge B. Hugs to you all. Go out and do something fun today. Be nice. Make your own good news. I'm Bonnie D. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's lift that mood. Good people, that's you. Smile coming through. Bye bye.